All right. Listen, I'm not about to make a remake of George Lucas's Star Wars, and I'm not in Guantanamo Bay. This is just a blue screen to protect my books from the sunlight coming in, streaming in and soaking everything through the windows. But anyway, that aside, what I want to talk to you about today is something that I was thinking about while I was afflicted with the Guy Kawasaki vibe yesterday at the debut session of the Social Media Success Summit 2010, hosted by the guys at socialmediaexaminer.com. And very interesting. Guy provided us with lots of great information about Twitter, geo-searching, and basically how an awful lot of these businesses out there are really doing great things with social media. We didn't get any examples of particularly small companies apart from a nacho truck somewhere and how they're really working it. And I think the reason behind that is that there's so many social small businesses out there that are really struggling just to stay afloat. And that's perhaps the biggest challenge of business today. And it's something that we so often overlook because you and me, we're at the vanguard of technology and we really enjoy the fact that we know what's going on out there in the world of social media and social media this and we're doing all that and isn't it great and isn't it going to change the world? Well, the trouble is you've got to start by fixing the business for the future. My experience is that when the time ticked over to the year 2000 and there were businesses everywhere scarpering thinking this millennium bug was going to eat us all up and snails were going to occupy the universe and cockroaches were going to bedevil us all, there was this real concern that everything was going to stop and everything was going to start again in a totally new way. And then everybody laughed it off. But the reality of the situation is everything did change. 21st century came about and all of a sudden we've got these new tools at our disposal and we've got new ways of doing business and customers are ever more refined and devoted to different things and changing needs, changing social diversity. Everything's in the mix now, but we're just not getting the advice that we need. If I'd have had my way, I would have spoken to the government and said, listen, we need to develop a ministry of business success. Talk to every business out there. Show them the tools to equip themselves to become very prosperous in the 21st century. But the government's just sat back and laboured their usual thing. And I've already talked to you about why you should vote for the Inspiration Party, but let's not go there right now. It's a bit contentious. So anyway, we didn't get that, and all these small businesses were just running around amok, and it was like ants running out of an anthill on fire. They just didn't know what was going on. But the fundamental element of business is talking to customers, and that's where the real nuts and bolts of making success in business come from. So the first thing people need to do is just to talk to the customers face to face. Understand where the 21st century challenges are for your business. Again, something that just doesn't happen these days because people are just enthralled by pandemonium. So once you've talked to your customers, you find out where your challenges and obstacles are. It's time to talk to other people in business, to network, to make connections, to start your own mastermind group up, to work out ways that you can actually make a difference to your business right now, to actually get support, to change the way you're doing things. Because, listen, business has changed and it's a fact of the matter and there's nothing we can do to stop that. But so many people are just struggling to survive, to stay afloat, and they just think there isn't a better way. I mean, you look at Michael Gerber with his E-Myth, where he's talking about all these businesses that just don't understand that you need to work on the business, not in it. But this churn, this cycle of concern and stress means that we're all basically working in the business, whether we like it or not, because there's no alternative. So, okay, once you've sorted that out, what do you need to do? Well, you need to reassess and repurpose your core proposition. What makes your business great? Why are you unique? What is so fantastic about your business? Well, now you've talked to your customers, the people who pay your wages. Now you've talked to your kin and kindred and talked to the people who are working in different spheres and finding out best practices, looking at case studies. You're ready to repackage your communications and get the message out there. But apply some haste here, because the one thing you don't want to do is go out there with the wrong message. And I know I go about trying to find opportunities for growth for my clients, and I look at different ways that they can do things to separate themselves from the competition. It's all very easy to go out there just on a roughshod trying to find a new great thing to sell or a new great method, but you've got to understand what your customers want. And we go back to that first point, how to talk to your customers to get what they want, and then figure it all out and figure out how to just change and ameliorate your core proposition. Once all this is done, sure, you can start tackling social media, but I think people are just painting a picture of social media being this panacea. It's going to change the world. Well, it is, if you know what you're doing. But so many people don't. People in small business across the world are 2, 3, 4 years behind right now, where some of us are, and I'm just climbing up that ladder. I'm just trying to get up that hill and figure out what it's all about. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, I started social media trying to figure out how I could make Everton Football Club more loved by the people around the world. And to be honest, I failed miserably, and I'm still failing that miserably, but I still buy the season ticket just to keep them going because I want David Moyes to stay there. A little bit of a rant, a little bit of an aside. But once you got your business solid, ready to roll, and it's driving forward, then and only then can you really start tackling the opportunities that social media offers. Then can you start following the path of all these gurus like Gary Vaynerchuk and start crushing it. But until then, you've got to focus on making your business work. Briefly, talk to your customers, understand the obstacles that are stopping you being fantastically successful, start networking, talk to other businesses, form some mastermind groups, opine over your challenges and find some solutions, and then start repurposing your business objectives, building a robust business strategy for the future, and then start focus on your communications to make sure that the message is clear, is true, that the business and the way that you operate is totally transparent, and then go and take it to the next level. But until then, think about it. Forget about the social media. Breathe and relax. And start focusing on working in, or should I say on, the business. The rest will follow suit. Thanks a lot. Sayonara.